Let's talk about being under the spotlight. You know, that prickly feeling of being judged, dissected, and analyzed. Right now, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are experiencing this on a global scale about their alleged relationship problems. So bringing this back to you with how you deal with pressure when everyone seems to have an opinion on your life. This is what Blanca Cobb, who has a master's degree in psychology, and I are talking about this morning. Good morning, Blanca. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Why do some people feel this intense need to tear down or scrutinize other people's lives and decisions?
There are three different reasons. There are a lot, but I'm only going to talk about three, but these are the big ones. One is about projection. This means like there's something that they feel in themselves that they don't like, that they're seeing in you, or they're projecting it in you, so they feel like they have to tear it down. Two, some people feel like they have this moral high ground where they're the decision maker of what's right or wrong. And guess what? They're going to let you know how your life is or isn't right or wrong compared to their own personal moral code. That's where problems come in. Look, and there are also some people who are just envious of you about what you have in life or who you're with in life or whatever goodness is going on in your life. And they just feel this compelling reason just to tear it down.
You know, working in news, we receive a lot of comments from the public through email and Facebook, mostly positive, but sometimes you do get some of those messages that can be kind of hurtful. What are some ways to deal with public scrutiny?
Well, one way is to realize that not every look your way or every whisper is really about you. It feels that way because you feel like the spotlight is on you, so to speak. But also realize this, there are going to be some people out there who don't listen to the gossip or rumors, or if they heard it, they don't care because they know who you are. Or three, they're just like, you know what? I got to consider the source, and they just don't let it bother them. And so this is where the self-confidence comes in. This is where your self-esteem just has to be rooted, and you just have to lift your head high, like your mom has always said, and those shoulders back, like mom has always said, and you just have to go through life. Even if you feel the whispers or the heat or the look from other people, you have to know who you are because you know what you're made of. You know what you've done and what you haven't done. And the truth about life is this: people will add spices to what they hear because it's got to be more exotic than the truth. And you just have to know that's how people are and try not to personalize it, even though it's very hard when the spotlight is on you.
Ignore the noise. That's what my mom used to always tell me. So what if the scrutiny is actually coming from friends or family? You know, it feels more personal and harder to ignore then.
It is, because then you're thinking, oh my gosh, we're really good friends, or you're part of my family. Like, how could you think these things about me? Or how could you spread information about me that you don't even know if it's true or not? You haven't even talked to me. So as hurtful as that is, this is where you want to have a conversation, and you can be tactful and yet assertive. You want to correct any misinformation. Say, hey, I'm understanding that you're saying X, Y, or Z. Help me understand that better. What have you heard? Where did that come from? And this is your time to correct any misinformation. And then you tell them, say, hey, moving forward, I would prefer that you come to me and you talk to me, because then I can tell you what's happening. And in that same conversation, you can put boundaries about topics you're willing to talk about and things you're not willing to talk about. And also, one last thing, you have to evaluate whether that friendship or relationship is still good for you. Because sometimes the relationship isn't anymore, and sometimes it can be a hard decision, but you really have to do what's good for your own mental health.
Blanca, on the flip side of that, what about the people who are doing the scrutinizing? You know, sometimes you don't always realize that that's what you're doing. How can we evaluate to make sure that we're not, putting pressure on somebody else?
That's a great question. And one thing that you can do is listen to their responses, how they're answering you, if they're giving you complete answers, or whether you feel like they're not answering completely, and then ask yourself why that might be. Look at body language. A lot of times people will control what they say, but it's very hard to control facial expressions or muscle tension or pulling away, withdrawing from you. Changes in their voice. If they talk at a higher level, but then you ask them something, the voice can change. It can dip or it can actually get higher. Those are some physical clues to let you know, maybe I got this wrong, or maybe my impact is a little harsher. And then you can always say, hey, this is what I've noticed, and it makes me wonder, is there something that I'm saying that's making you uncomfortable? Sometimes calling the elephant in the corner of the room is one of the best things you can do.
All right, thank you so much, Blanca. This was some great advice and insight. You can continue the conversation with Blanca on her Facebook page, Blanca Cobb, Body Language Expert.